Sure, I'll do fine. How are y'all doing? Have a sip of tea here. Just got back from my wife's Christmas party, so we're running a little late, but we're harping all the same. How are y'all doing? What harps are y'all playing? I've been playing a lot of the anti-vargan. It's super weird. I'll get the microphone closer because it's not a super loud harp with both the weights in. Oh, two people here already. How are y'all doing? That was quick. I'm playing the anti-vargan. It's so weird. We got a later start tonight. I had a Christmas party to go to with my wife for her work. And this thing, this secondary trigger, I want to call it a reed, but it's not a reed. It doesn't have deck surrounding it. Modulates super irregularly. So, hey, hello, Iggy Bob 990, Bailey Little. How are you doing? And it constantly is changing the tone, so it's constant. Hello, Bailey. It's constantly changing the tone, so it's constantly like a harp that's low and then coming up toward the mid range, so it's bouncing around. Hey, Sharam. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. I can't do it. How you doing? Howdy. Welcome to harping. Flying Flurox. Welcome to the harping. I've been experimenting with extremely fast outward rhythms playing with my lips. Oh, nice. Void Walker. Hoy. How you doing? So with this harp, you really have to. It's teaching me a lot of things because I'm used to a harp. The central tone of a harp doesn't normally change. That fundamental tone the harp always makes. But with the anti-vargan, you have this secondary trigger that's constantly vibrating at different frequencies. So it's constantly changing the tone. So I'm having to adapt and follow this tone around. So it's like playing a harp that always changes. And it's different when you have one weight out, when you have one weight in, and vice versa. Weird. I like it though. With all the weights and it's so low, it's not super loud. And here in the future, I do have a wholesale account with Solaji. I'm going to try his because actually, this one's made by Fomenkov, and it's really cool, really weird. Everything I have that's made by Fomenkov that I've sampled has been really good. I'm going to try the Solaji version of it because I think it's called the Daisy Cutter, because I believe Fomenkov told me that Solaji invented this style of instrument. So to get good on the harp, you have to master improvisation. Somewhat, I teach a couple different things on the harp. I teach people how to play in their own style. I'll teach you. Oh yeah, that's a result. Here's my D2 Fomenkov, a result of oxidation from the heating. Yeah, it's that's the anti-vargan I was playing there a second ago. Super weird. But somebody said to get good on the harp, you have to master improvisation. So yes, on the anti-vargan, I'm doing melodics, I'm doing breathless play, I'm doing breath play, but the harp's constantly, the tone of it with both, I've noticed this is only true with both of these weights in, is constantly changing because this one will modulate slower and then faster and then slower. Yeah, on this one in particular, I'm doing central rhythms, but I'm changing them and I'm changing my melodics too to follow where the harp's at because I have a harp that's super low, then it'll be up here, then it'll be up here. And like, let's see if I can just play one tone on it. Now, watch what happens when I change it and I breathe. So when I went down 3 times, but it bounced around about 5 times because I don't know how to explain it, but it keeps changing the tone on me. I'm trying to get it so you can see how weirdly this is modulating. It's going faster there, and then it slowed down. But anyways, when I play the harp, I kind of let the harp, I try to meet it 50-50, let it do its own thing. How much did it cost? It's foam and cover fairly expensive, especially the anti-Vargan or anything D2 or below. I don't think he does much below D2, but yeah, they're fairly expensive. I get them directly from Sergey Fomenkov, good dude, good maker in Russia. I'm gonna play something else. I think Guiambardies.fr, I don't often name drop other websites, has one Fomenkov available. He has an Aurora, which is an A2, which would be a higher up Fomenkov. I've never played anything above a G2, but the G2 I played was really good. Chicken. Hey, Tina Schmidt, she just got a Fomenkov D2. That's a good harp. Greetings from Quebec. Is it Quebec or Quebec? But Match de Pelle. My pronunciation's horrible. How you doing? Welcome to the Harpery. What harp you playing now? What brought you to the jaw harp? Mine was a hernia surgery. I was off work for 2 months a few years ago. And I absolutely fell in love. I'm smitten with this style of instrument. I play it so often. It's totally enriched my life. And a whole bunch more Gorka coming. And I finally kept one of the Gorka for myself that was flat. These things are weirdly gnarly. When emailing I said I could, dude ended up first way is the French. Oh, cool. Bailey Little said Bailey Little ended up breaking a harp. I think it was an Ozark or a Schwartz harp. I was wondering about fixing it. A better harp is a Pokin. I think I have 2 left on the Harpery for like $16 shipped with a case, guaranteed shipping. You can also get them. Pokin are super available. You can also get them in lots of places for right around that price. And if you're not looking for a case, they're quite a bit cheaper as well. But yeah, Pokin are a Pokin harp compared to a Schwartz or an Ozark. You are getting a huge step up in value from that Ozark or Schwartz. So I would highly suggest going over the Harpery, checking out the Pokin, or you could get a Pokin from anywhere, and they're going to be very, very decent. What's the spaciest sounding harp that I have? I would say probably that anti-Vargan. Well, I wouldn't even say is that anti-Vargan if it. I need to find a place for this. I want to hang you on the wall. My new acquisition. Now the Fomenkov is probably the most outer spacey sounding techno robot. Like you're gonna lean more toward Glazern, but like outer space. Let's see here. And I don't even know what outer space exactly sounds like. I've never been there. I should look up true outer space sounds, what they sound like. Probably a lot of electromagnetic frequencies, I'd imagine. Yeah, most outer spacey. That's probably the most outer spacey sounding. Some of the Morchang get pretty weird out there. That Gorka, I know I'm turning away from the mic. I've got the mic clear up here because I was playing the anti-Vargan, which isn't very loud. It's not a loud harp. And I don't know why I'm coconut. NASA has a release of a CD of our solar system in Galaxy. Oh, message me a link to that. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to put the anti-Vargan back here. Yeah, some of the Morchang are really weird outer spacey, but not in a saturated way. Could you make a James Bond theme? I could not. I'm not really, like, I was playing up on stage at a local coffee shop a couple weekends ago, and people were like, oh, could you play this song? Could you play that song? And I'm really just not good at doing improvisations or impressions of songs. Whenever I play a song, normally I'm playing a rhythm or something that I come up with in my head, or just letting the harp go. Yeah, probably my second most outer spacey sounding harp, and not in a robotic way, would be gift Mohan made for me on a large order I placed with them. I want to get that one that you're playing right now. I've got a big order of Mohan coming in. Some of his higher up harps like this, higher in tone, and then a lot of his bass coming. This one, like for the longest time, I liked it, but I didn't play it a lot. It is a different mindset because it's stiff and it kind of rings two tones to it, and I don't know if both tones are just inside my head or what, but it's a very very cool instrument. And I'm becoming more partial to playing Morchang. I still play a lot of Bargain, some Holmes, Jerome, and such, but I really really like the Morchang just because well, they're not normally tuned to any note, and I'm kind of growing into liking harps that are their own flavor, their own frequency, that aren't tuned to note. I'll play another Mohan. I played a lot of Mohan for a while, and then I kind of laid off, got more into playing Gorka. Where's my bass? There you are. I see you. It's my Mohan bass. Yes, this is the one. I'm just looking for something different than to play the normal. Hey, Charles Longstaff, how are you doing? Howdy, Void Walker again. If you've never experienced... Do you have a harp where the arms continue straight into the frames without a circle or anything? I don't know what that means. I missed that one too. But Void Walker, if you want something different to play, really different, I would suggest the Anti-Bargain. Also, this one, I'm going to have them coming back into stock here in a bit when I can get them all exported from India. Mohan bass. They don't feel... It's a Morchang. Doesn't feel like a Morchang. It feels like a cross between a Morchang, a Homus, and a Hungarian Jerome. It's melodic and it's open, closed, and rich, but it's also super saturated in a way, and also really, really breathy. It's weird to describe a Mohan bass, especially the deeper ones, what they feel like. Something that perfectly responds to your open close, but is also really breathy and also has a level of saturation as well. It's a strange harp in like the best of ways. I played on this harp for so long right after I first got it, and it was just mind blowing. I love this harp. And the breathless play on it is just dripping wet. Top-notch instrument. The Mohan bass is. Plays in its own style too. I like that. I like when something's melodic, but it also really, really responds well to the breath. Because my first style I learned was breathing circuits, breathing rhythms. So that's bad. That's my default when I don't know what to play. I'll just start breathing rhythms, and then I'll hook the melodics on top of it. Okay, what else should we play? The little man. We stayed late at the party, so little man is tired, so he'll probably sleep even if I play something loud. This is another Mohan. Let's make it a Mohan evening. He's a heck of a blacksmith. I'm gonna meet that dude someday. Plan on going over there in the next couple of years and spending some time with him and learn how to forge. That'd be awesome. We need to get outside of the norm. Maybe I'll play a wooden instrument. Oh, somebody just commented. I lost it. I wasn't paying attention. Wasn't quick enough. What happens when you ramble a little bit? What harps is everybody playing? What are the instruments that everyone's been interested in? What's encompassed your week? I'm gonna play something wooden. I'm gonna play something that I am not good at. So. Preach today about mindsets. I'm going to play some Susap. When I showed Steve Kinwald what I was doing, I said I need to use more glottis. And I'm having a hard time wrapping my head about how to use my glottis on a Susap. So it seems like a simple concept, but I'm going to be working on it in the future. I always have to play around a little bit with the Susap. Susap is an interesting instrument. I've been jamming all day. Oh, yeah. That Foam Common D2, that's a nice harp. I always, whenever I pick up the Susap, it's a string tapped instrument. And you're actually hitting it with the string and just fulcruming. I'm not moving my hand to it. The harp comes to you, so you got to leave your hand, I believe, with a little bit of play. And your mouth, you put your mouth up against it, but you don't want to, if you put down your mouth tight on it, it can't move. The instrument has to move. I'm going to post some more links probably to Steve Kinwald stuff. You need to go check out Steve Kinwald. It's spelled Steev space Kindwald. He is a fantastic player of these styles of musical instruments. I am a work in progress. I should spend more time. I should start spending 15 minutes a day practicing on it. Longest in top right corner. Played your harp in front of the family. Oh, nice. Nice to know you're enjoying the harp. Somebody said longest in top right corner, which would be my left. Oh, yeah. You're talking about that is, I actually have one of those left. I haven't even put it on the website. Oh, Privyet, how you doing? This is Niega. This is an untuned Niega holotrope. I actually have one holotrope left. If you're interested in it, get a hold of me on the Harpery on Facebook or at bebcorp1@gmail.com. BEBBCORP1@gmail.com. I've got one holotrope left. They are super low. I'll play it here in a second. I'm going to delve into the Susap a little bit more. Kind of got to play around and find the sweet spot. There's a spot where you tap it, it's a lot more resonant than others. Says your wife can't stand the sound of the harp, so I need to play when she's away. What I would also suggest is not playing the screaming loud harps, because like I love Litvinov, Masco, harps like that, but they are super loud. So if you're playing it in the room with somebody, you're lighting it up with, I don't know, 80 some, maybe 90 decibels. Play some Gorka, play some softer instruments, and I bet that will be irritated less with your play. So I would highly suggest get a Gorka. Especially the Gorka tailless, you can hammer on them super hard. You can really get down on the harp. Hi, I'm of the Lighthouse. Oh, cool. How do I rank the Lighthouse? I rank the Lighthouse really well. So like, I don't even have one up here. I've got a whole bunch in stock at the Harpery. I rank it really well for your first bass saturated instrument, and they play really well. Very sensitive for the price of the instrument. I really like the Lighthouse. I don't own a Lighthouse, but I have played them quite a bit. I have so many other instruments, but yeah, for your like first or second or third harp, and you're looking to get into a bass and deal with saturation, highly suggest the Lighthouse. A step up from that would be the Ascetic. The Ascetic plays like the Star, but a little different. I've started a ton of people off on the Lighthouse. It's a great place to start. Oh, yes, totally bizarre but cool. This is an old style. Can you pull them, hold the string, and hold that note? No, it's the string tension does have something to do with the tone of the harp. As you move up and down, it kind of changes it a little bit, but I don't know to what effect. Yes, Tina Schmidt, this is Bizarre Harp. This is an old school form. This is a Suzap, and it's still played by the people of Papua New Guinea. Steve Kinwald, who made this, I believe he made it without any power tools, and I think he burned it with a smoldering stick. He made it in the original fashions of these instruments, and he said they date back to the Stone Age. He's also dealt with museum pieces of stuff like this. He also makes fazwa, gengong, some other styles of instruments as well. I feel like I've... Oh yeah, it's good to have other instruments too. If you have one thing you like to do on one instrument, try it on an instrument that's totally different and see where you have to adapt to it. What's this called? This is called the Suzap. This is made by Steve Kinwald, SteeveKinwald. It's an instrument. It is a different, like a Steve Kinwald. I've called these difficult to play. Steve Kinwald says they're not difficult to play. They're just a totally different mindset than you normally would. Steve Kinwald's a fantastic individual from Japan, or he lives in Japan. He makes these. I believe he might have traveled to Papua New Guinea to learn how to make these. I'm not sure though. My last video came out, that Morchang mindset. There's some videos of him playing. And go to his channel, go to Steve Kinwald's channel, and subscribe to him because he doesn't have a ton of videos, but the videos he puts out are really, really cool. And I'm very much still a beginner at playing this. What's the Facebook shop name? The Harpery, TheHarpery. But it's the same one when you emailed me about your broken harp. I provided a link to theharpery.com, which had, I think there's might be 2 Pavel Pokins. I put the last 4 I had in shop. I had 4 of them left tuned in G2 that I did for a melodics class at the festival, and not all of them were necessary, so I've just started putting them back on the store. I think there might be 2 left. Kind of lose it. It's kind of an area. There's a really sweet spot. I was playing there well for a while. I'm still a learning work in progress on this, but a certain feeling of it. I think I'm gonna start devoting 5 minutes a day to the Seuss app and just see in a month where I'm at. When I discovered harp, somebody asked about Gorka. I'll play out Gorka here in a second, and then we also going to play a holotrope somebody asked about. When I started or discovered playing harps, when I was a kid, we'll just go back to when I was a kid. This wasn't when I started. When I was a kid, I remember my parents were watching an old Western movie, and there was covered wagons under the night sky, and there was a weird springy sounding instrument, like a cowboy sitting around a fire, and the camera was panning up. There was this weird springy sound. I asked my mom, what's that? She said, oh, it's an instrument that's shaped like a horseshoe. And you won't even have to search. It's actually in the email link I sent you. But anyways, she was referring to a jaw harp. I forgot about that as a kid. And then years later, almost 3 years ago, I had a hernia and I had to have surgery for it. So I was off work for 2 months, and I was at Hobby Lobby, and I ended up buying a toy mouth harp. Actually, this harp. Not a great harp, but I have tightened it so it does play better. I really loved playing, and I played it in front of the mirror all the time. And then my next harp was a Salagi Chancellor from mouthmusic.com, and it led to this obsession. Yeah, well, normally I don't have time with work and everything for anything. When I had 2 months off work, not only did I take up the jaw harp, but I'm not a video game player, but I got into playing Zelda on the Wii. I played and beat Twilight Princess. Fantastic experience if you ever want to burn up 80 or 100 hours of time. This is an instrument that I was suggesting to that guy who said that the harp irritates his wife, a Gorka, because you can really, really get down on playing them, and you can play them hard, and they're not super loud. The Gorka tailless. Some of the Gorka are a lot louder, but if you don't want to disturb people, I play this all the time when my son's sleeping right up above us there, because I know that it won't light the room up like a Litvinov. Well, Litvinov are fantastic, but they're also super loud. This one I can really get down on and not disturb people in other rooms. There's just something about playing that Gorka because you can get down hard. Because I like to play louder harps too, but I like to also light up the room with them and play them. Get them really moving. The Gorka, I can get them moving, and they don't light up the room. Is there any possible way to write down tablature for the harps? I don't know the definition of the word tablature, but I mean meaning writing songs. I would refer you over to Mark Groudon. He's my melodics teacher. I haven't taken a lesson from him in a long time. He's based out of San Francisco, California. He's a choir instructor and a musical composer. He has a book out. I'll try to figure out what the name of his book is and get it. He has a numbering system for writing down melodics and a numbering system for teaching melodic scales and melodic compositions. And I believe he has a book out now that's in English as well as Russian. That might be something that you'd like to check out if you're looking for a tablature. I mean, is that tablature like tabs for a guitar? I currently struggle at keeping rhythm when I change up my plucking or breathing. It throws my rhythm off. That's an interesting thing. We're going to play the holotrope next. We're going to go answer that question really quick. You say that your rhythm is off. I always start off with a central like a central rhythm or come up with a rhythm. But I also keep that time in my head. And I did struggle with what you're talking about. And I still do a little bit. Because if you change up your plucking style or your breathing rhythm, you need to make sure that it fits in that time. So it might help you to start tapping your foot. And I'm not very good at keeping time. Let's see how I do. So that if you change the rhythm still has to fit in the time, but there's certain parts throughout your song, and I don't know enough about song structure to explain this, where you can change the timing of it, but you don't want to change the timing of your rhythm randomly. Yeah, also, we'll just go into this musical theory. I once read something that said music is establishing a pattern. That's also okay. I believe there's answers to those questions too, but the answer would lie with Mark Groudon. But where was I at there? I just lost what I was saying. Oh, music is establishing a pattern that the brain recognizes. You have to first draw your audience in, and yourself included, because your brain looks for patterns in everything. When it sees a pattern that works out mathematically, that's mathematically pleasing to it, it's like, oh, do, or whatever. You're like, oh, there's a pattern there. I like that pattern. But there also needs to be breaks in that pattern, but not breaks in the timing, where there are surprises. Your brain, as it charts these patterns, and it finds it pleasing, it's like, oh, I figured out this pattern, and then every once in a while, there's a little bit of a break in the pattern, a little surprise, a little Easter egg for your brain. Your brain's like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that break in the pattern. But to reward and that kind of triggers a reward system in your brain. But to break the pattern, you must first establish a pattern. And he's vocal music. Oh yeah, it's something I think that has to do with math too. That comment. But you have to first establish a pattern to be able to break the pattern, to surprise the brain, and to be able to break the pattern has to be established. So there can't be it can't all be breaks in the pattern. It can't all be random, or there's no pattern for your brain to recognize. But you also must first establish that pattern that a brain can follow to be able to break it, to be able to do the surprises. And little man's getting laid down. We'll do one more song. We're at 34 minutes. We're not doing too bad. I'm out of tea, so this is the perfect time to end this. When is the next North American Jaw Harp Festival occurring? It will be in June. I really want to do the announcement on it, but my other members of the NAJH won't let me announce it because they say we haven't secured the venue yet, but it's going to be up near Cottage Grove, Oregon, out in the forest. We're securing a location right now. It's sometime in June. It's going to be occurring of next year. It's going to be a 1 week retreat, 1 week wilderness retreat, kind of out in the forest. There's going to be camping available. There's going to be showers, bathrooms available. There's also going to be workshops. There's going to be people jamming together. It's going to be a fantastic time, and it's going to be ending in a 1 day concert. So it's going to be a really unique take on the festival, because last year we had where the core members camped out, but we didn't have camping for everybody, and then we had like a 1 day concert and a 1 day festival. The camping and the jamming, which is my favorite part of it, which didn't include the festival last year, is all going to be one part of it. Anyways, we kind of went over rhythm theory. Let's play a holotrope. Holotrope's a deep, deep harp. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to the NAJH again, which I'm a member of, because we're always discussing things about the fest. Be like, when can I announce this? When will we have the venue secured? It's not a venue. It's a place with a barn that has access to forest. There's forest trails. We're gonna have access to going walking out. It's gonna be a cool time. Anyways, I think it was Voidwalker asked about this harp. We hope all is well. How's your son doing with on the clackmore? Hasn't really been playing it. My son's busy learning how to walk, breathing in and out rhythm. I lost it. What's this metal band? Oh, this makes it rigid because this harp is very long. This is, look at it compared to my head. It is a very big harp, so it needs to keep rigidity. The longer you make a harp, the more leverage your teeth have against the arms. So if you made a harp this thickness that was this long, as soon as you put your teeth up against it, it would instantly close because you'd have too much leverage. The longer the lever is, the longer the harp is, the more leverage you can place against it. Kind of like if you ever have held on to a shop broom like this at the end, it doesn't have very much leverage, but if you hold it from the end and the shop broom's clear out here, it has a ton of leverage against you, so it can apply more force. So this band is to make it more rigid. So we're going to play one more harp. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them old. Stay good to each other. Hope you're staying warm in the winter, or cold if you want to be. If you want to be outside making a snowman or whatever. If there's still parts of the world where it snows. We've got a little bit of snow this year. I think I've got 4 or 5 small snows. Last time we got 3 or 4 inches. Not a ton. Winters seem to be a thing that's going out of style. We won't get into the reasons for that. I love y'all. Harp out, or harp on, or just harp in general. Have a great weekend. Oh yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you want to be on the live upload notice, check us out on. Shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm Jamie Bebb. I'll add you to the live upload list. It gives a 20 minute notice before I go live. Because with my son, I could be going live at 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. I love y'all. And maybe YouTube's already come up with a reason for it. Maybe YouTube's already come up with a way to upload or to announce a live upload. I'll see if that works. Love y'all. Adios.